Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Jay the One Gamer video. And today we have a very special video, and that is because we get to talk about the first actual gameplay footage for Armed Fantasia. Now, if you guys don't know what Armed Fantasia is, it's basically part of a dual Kickstarter campaign. And what essentially that meant was that if you backed one game, that helped back the other game. And the two games that were involved in this is obviously Armed Fantasia, the game we're talking about right now, and Penny Blood. Now, essentially what these are is Armed Fantasia is the spiritual successor to the Wild Arms franchise because it's being handled by the creator of that original franchise. And Penny Blood is basically the spiritual successor to the Shadowheart franchise because, again, that is also being handled by the original creator. Now, not to go into the whole detail, the games both were funded successfully on Kickstarter, but they've kind of run into a little issue more on the Penny Blood side because basically from what's happened on that side is they haven't got all their funds they got from the Kickstarter campaign, and also they haven't been able to find a publisher at this point, which I thought was the case with Armed Fantasia, but I also thought they talked about how they were going to try and self-publish the game themselves, but that's neither here nor there. Basically what I want to talk about is the fact we actually get to see gameplay of Armed Fantasia. Now, basically what you're looking at on the screen is really rough early footage of the game, so this is not going to be a product of what it's going to look like end game, but it is very nice to see that we have something like gameplay to show off for this, because campaign ended about 2 or 3 years ago, and we really didn't get a lot of new information outside of after the blitzkrieg that they showed us. And again, like I said, on the Penny Blood side, they still haven't been able to find a publisher, and they've been running into some issues on their end. So that game at this point makes a lot of people think that it might not come out. I personally think it is, and I really hope that the stuff they're doing to help bring up the brand and get publishers interested in taking a chance on it, I hope that works out for them, because I backed both these games and I definitely want to see both games come out. But back to Armed Fantasia. So pretty much what we're seeing in the gameplay is we're looking at the first 3 characters that were revealed during the Kickstarter campaign. First one we'll see is the gun-toting Ingram. The next one we're going to see is his childhood friend Euclid, who is a sorcerer. And then the final character we're going to see is Elisa, and she is a knight. And so this is just the basic breakdown of, I think, of how the game's going to run in the combat system. Now, obviously, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but the fact we get to see it in action at all is really good, because that means the game is at least progressing. And like I said, on the Penny Blood side, unfortunately, they've kind of stagnated due to issues outside of their control. And I'm very hopeful that that game eventually, and hopefully a future update also for the main game, gets a gameplay reveal so we can see that, because I really want both of these games to come out because I backed them, like I said in the video earlier, and I think they would do very well. And it's always nice to see the original creators come back and then try to do something new or continue a vision that they had for those original franchises they started all those years ago, but since they don't have the intellectual rights to them, basically just a restart like we saw with Eiyuden Chronicles. And because of that, it gives me hope that this game, along with Penny Blood, will hopefully release in the future. I personally think 2027 at the earliest, I think, for hopefully Armed Fantasia. Penny Blood, I honestly could see that coming out in 2027 if everything goes right, or 2028 if they're still having trouble getting a publisher. But like I said, I really hope Penny Blood is able to find its publisher and finally get the ball rolling with the rest of the game. And honestly, I hope in the next major update we get, Penny Blood does have something to show off from the main game, whether that's the characters rendered in-game or proper gameplay this time. But either way, I want something for it. I just wanted to talk about the game and let you guys know that, hey, something exciting happened on this front, that Armed Fantasia at least has some gameplay and we get a good look of what the basic gameplay is going to look like for it. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you made it this far, I hope you all are safe. I want you all to have a great day, and remember, let's rock.